Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue, I'm Eric, and I have a brand new theme park battle today. It is between two of the best Cedar Fair parks, Cedar Point and Carowinds. Now, Coaster Studios did do this matchup about 5 years ago, and Carowinds was destroyed. Now they've added quite a few new things, but so is Cedar Point. So will the match be closer? Does Carowinds stand a chance against the King? Let's find out. Before we get to the matchups, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to help support the channel, and I really appreciate every click that I get. We're almost at 500 subscribers, I hope we get there soon. Thank you so much for that. Let's begin the matches. As usual, we will begin with the B&M inverts. And while many would say Afterburn is better than Raptor, I actually think Raptor is a bit smoother and has a better layout. Afterburn's a little more intense, but Raptor's very intense too, so I will be giving Raptor the first point. Next up is the Arrow Loopers. I thought Carolina Cyclone was relatively smooth, meanwhile Corkscrew is very, very rough. So Carolina Cyclone wins the points. Now we have Mine Trains. These are both pretty good ones. Carolina Gold Rusher is fun and goes over the border. However, Cedar Creek is a bit smoother, better layout, and a little more beautiful, honestly, because it has a very nice water area. So I'm going to give Cedar Creek the points. Next up is the Hypercoasters, Magnum XL and Intimidator. Some will say Magnum is better for airtime, and while the Ejector is certainly better, Intimidator is simply a lot smoother, and a much more enjoyable ride because of that. I like it more, and I think the Floater is really good on Intimidator, so both are good rides, but I'm giving Carowinds this point. Next up is the Wooden Coasters, Blue Streak and Hurler, both of which are pretty small. However, while Blue Streak has better airtime, I think Hurler's a little more intense, and there were a few jolts on Blue Streak overall. It also has a longer layout Hurler, so I think I like Hurler a bit more as a wooden coaster. Next up, we have Launch Coasters, Copperhead Strike and Maverick. This one, though I have not been on a Copperhead Strike, is almost definitely no question Maverick's point. Widely considered one of the best launch coasters, my personal favorite launch coaster, super intense, I'm definitely giving it the points. Next up, we have Woodstock Express Coasters. Very different, one steel, one wood. The wood one is honestly a little bumpy, last I rode it, but the steel one is smooth and very fun. So Cedar Point gets the half point. Another half point category is Wilderness Run. And while I love Wilderness Run at Cedar Point and think it's a very good kid coaster, it has better theming, I'm going to say the longer, more thrilling layout on Carowinds Wilderness Run earns it the points. Now we have two suspended family coasters, one Vekoma, one Arrow. And I think, while Kitty Hawk is okay, Iron Dragon is a very nice, smooth, fun, somewhat intense, and very beautiful to look at suspended coaster. It goes over water, very nice, I'm giving Iron Dragon the points. Now we have B&M looping coasters, a stand-up and a floorless. Rougarou, great first half. The rest is unbearably rough for me. Vortex was smooth the whole way through on my rides. Maybe I just got good rides, but I actually like Vortex a lot more than Rougarou. Call me crazy, but I'm giving Carowinds the points here. And finally, we have two Giga Coasters, amazing rides. I could have put Steel Vengeance against Fury, but I decided this match is just as close, because I love Millennium Force, but I love Fury too, and Fury is definitely the better ride. So Carowinds gets the final matchup point for coasters. That's all of the coaster matchups. Now 4 extra coasters. Cedar Point gets 6 points for Valravn, Wicked Twister, Top Wheel Dragster, Gemini, Gatekeeper, and Steel Vengeance. Carowinds gets 3 points for its smaller extra coaster collection. Cedar Point is currently winning, but let's see if the next rounds can turn that around. Drop Towers are next, and Power Tower at Cedar Point is much taller than Carowinds Drop Tower. It's a lot more fun, so it wins the points. Now we have Flat Ride. Cedar Point gets 3 points for Windseeker, Max Air, and Skyhawk, my personal favorite being Skyhawk, and Carowinds gets 2 points for Electro Spin and Windseeker. Next up, we have the Dark Rides, and Cedar Point does not have any. However, I'm going to give Carowinds a point for its weird Plants vs. Zombies shooting thing. Fun ride, not really a ride, honestly. It's a screen, but it's worth a point. Now for the water rides, Cedar Point gets 2 points for its water rides, and Carowinds gets 0 because it does not have any. Now we have other rides. How many non-roller coaster rides does each park have? Don't really need the numbers because Cedar Point has the most in the world. So Cedar Point gets this point. And next up, we have the shows, and this one is a bit tough because neither park's really particularly known for shows. Both have a few decent ones, so I'm going to declare this one a tie. As for food, Carowinds has some pretty good options. I really like some of the stuff there. However, Cedar Point has some of my favorite theme park food, really great chain restaurants there, and also some unique ones there that are really fantastic. So Cedar Point gets the point for food. Now for the park appearance, and while Carowinds is a very nice looking park, the way they do the border is fun, great entrance area, very pretty place, Cedar Point definitely wins as it's on the beach, which is very beautiful, the skyline of the park is fantastic, and there are some good themed areas like Frontier Town, so it definitely wins this point. Now we have the layout, and while Carowinds is actually pretty easy to get around for the most part, a few sectioned off areas, but very good, Cedar Point's layout is amazing, and getting from coaster to coaster is very easy, and it's really well done. You can go really far places in a very short period of time, thanks to the great layout. Now for the operating season, and Carowinds, as it's a bit further south, has better weather all year round. It has the better operating season. As for prices, Carowinds also wins. It has a cheaper day ticket, $65 to $50, so Carowinds wins another category. And finally, we have operations. Carowinds is good. Their B&Ms are good. A lot of the rides have great operations, honestly, they do. But the thing is, Cedar Point's are better. Cedar Point has the best operations of any park I have been to so far. It loads super fast, and it loads 3 trains on pretty much every ride, with Maverick having a huge amount of trains. It's really, really well done there, and it definitely earns the final points. And that means our winner is Cedar Point by 8 points. Coaster Studios did this, and Cedar Point won by 12, so clearly Carowinds is on its way to being the best Cedar Fair park. However, it is not quite there yet. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are not angry about the result if you prefer Carowinds. It's just based on these categories. I personally like Cedar Point the best, but comment down below which one you think should have won, and any theme park you think can beat the undefeated Cedar Point. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you next time.